Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. So in today's video we are going to be making this cowl neck blouse with collar. So if this is something you're interested in learning how to make, keep on watching. And in my next tutorial I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to make the long pencil skirt. So if you're still yet to subscribe to my channel, please hit on the subscribe button and let's get started with today's tutorial. So guys, for this tutorial I'm going to be making use of this silk fabric. It's a soft duchess, so this is what I'm going to be using. To be able to make this blouse you need about 2 yards of fabric. Now I've already gone ahead to draft out my basic bodice. The pattern we are going to be using for this particular tutorial is just the back pattern. So you can see I labeled it back. So this is what we are going to be using. And when I was drafting out this pattern, I added extra half inch to my client's shoulder measurements. Okay, I added half inch to all the sides as well, to the chest line. I added half inch to the bust line, under bust line, waistline and hip line. This is because this blouse is going to be free. It's not going to be having any zipper. So the half inch is basically for ease. That is not the stitching allowance yet. When I'm cutting out on my fabric, I will add all the stitching allowances. Now I've gone ahead to cut out my back piece. As you can see, the fabric I used, I made sure to fold it into two. As you can see, the fabric was in a fold and I placed my pattern paper on it. So I added half inch to the neck, half inch to the shoulders, and on the side I added 1.5 inch stitching allowance, and at the end I added about 3/4 of an inch. So this is how to go about the cutting out on fabric. So now I'm going to remove all the pins and change this pattern paper so that we use it to cut out the front. So I'm going to cut through the chest line from the center back. So just like you see me doing like this, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut on the chest line like this. I will not cut it fully. I'll just leave a little bit of space so that it doesn't open up separate fully. So once you've done this, the next thing you're going to do is to fold a long fabric into two as well to use for the front pattern. Now I folded my fabric into two, as you can see, and I had to hold it down with my pins because this fabric is very silky, and if you don't do that, it will be pulling off. It was actually very hard to work with, so I had to hold it down with my pins. So now I'm going to bring the center back of my pattern paper and I'm going to be placing it on the folded edge that I have on this fabric. Make sure that this fabric you have folded is about 15 inches longer than your pattern paper. Okay, make sure it's at least 15 inches longer than your pattern paper. So once you've gotten that, go ahead and pin down the body part of your pattern paper, just like I'm doing like this. You need to pin it down, else it will be very hard to work with. Honestly, I found it so hard to work with this particular fabric. So now it's easy for us to move this upper part. Okay, so now we are going to just spread it out to use and cut out the front part. So I'm moving it upwards as you see me doing like this. So once you've done that, you're going to take a measurement from the neck width here towards the center of your fabric, and what I have here is about 11 inches. Now I want this client's cowl effect in front to be about 10 inches deep. So that 11 inches, by the time I take away half inch for joining the shoulder, it will fall down to the 10 inches that I want. So now I'll go ahead and just pin everything in place since I've gotten the depth I want my cowl effect to be. Now, if you want your cowl effect to be deeper, it means you have to fold a wider fabric. You can see that what I have left on the side is no longer much. So if you want your cowl effect to be wider, maybe you want it to be about 15 inches deep, it means you have to spread out your pattern a little bit more, and that also means that you will need to have a lot more fabric. So now I'm going ahead to add half-inch stitching allowance to the shoulder area, as you can see, and to the side as well I'm adding about half inch. I am just using my chalk to just trace it out, and to the side I am going to be adding 1.5 inch because we need enough stitching allowance, and we also need to have like allowance on the side. So I am going to be using 1.5 inch on the side. And now coming to the top, what you're going to do is you're going to take a measurement from this shoulder towards the top of your fabric. This was why I told you guys to make sure that your fabric is about 15 inches longer than your pattern paper. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to extend it with my ruler. It's kind of like a slant to the top of this fold here. So just like I've done here, Don't do it straight. If you do it straight, it means that you will have to cut out another fabric to use as your lining for the front. But when you cut it out like this part going towards the up automatically serves as the lining for the front. I actually hope that you guys understand this. So I'm going to go ahead now and just cut along the lines that I just cut. So this is our front piece now, and this is the back piece that we cut out earlier. Okay, so if you check it out, if you decide to align the armhole, you'll notice that the armhole for the front and the back is still the same, despite the fact that we draped the front. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the pins now so that we'll join the front and the back together. So guys, this is what the front is going to look like when you open it up. Okay, so this area here is the shoulder. So from here to here is going to be the shoulder. Here you can actually see how the cowl effect is already looking like in front. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the back piece now, and we are going to be joining the front and the back together on the shoulder areas. So I place the back piece down first, and now I'm going to be aligning the front shoulder on its right sides facing each other, and I will just go ahead and pin it down. Guys, it's actually easy to spot the shoulder area, although the front is looking very long, but the shoulder is a little bit slanted. So just go ahead and place it right sides facing each other with the back, just like I'm doing here. So it's going to look like this. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and pin the other side down as well. You can see how the armhole and every other part aligns on this side. So I'll do the exact same thing for this other side now. I'll just join the armhole area, like the shoulder area, sorry, and I'm just going to go ahead and pin it down as well. So guys, once you've pinned it down, you can see the other part going towards the back and serving as the lining for the neckline, like I said. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch down the shoulder, and then I will fix the rough edges of the part that is serving as the front lining. So this is what the shoulder area looks like after I was done stitching it down. I went ahead to use my machine to just search the edge. This is because you just have to, or else the whole fabric is going to just fray away. Okay. So after doing that, I went ahead to align the back like this from center back, and I just created like a straight fold like this on the front part so that the lining part goes inside, and I went ahead to iron it out. This is going to help me determine where exactly the collar for the front is going to be. So when I'm stitching it down, I know exactly where to follow with my collar. So that's why I folded this in and ironed it out. I didn't do any stitching. All I did there was just to iron it out and give it that gator there to just help me out with my collar later. So now I'm going to take a measurement from the back neckline. So I'm going to measure just the back neckline for now, and what I have was 9 inches. So I had 9 inches for the back neckline. And now for the front, I'm just going to be coming down on both sides of the front by 3 inches. So 3 inches here, because you notice that the collar did not go all the way down. It's a very short collar. So I'm going to be adding that 3 inches on both sides together. That will give me 6. And I will add it to 9 that I had before, and that gave me a total of 15. So 15 inches is going to be the length of my collar. So I'm going to be drafting out the collar on this piece of pattern paper. So first I will divide 15 by 2, and that is 7.5, and I'm going ahead to mark it here. That's the length of my collar. Now for the height of the collar, it's 3 inches. So from the end I went up by 3 inches, and I'm also going to go up here by 3 inches. So I'm just going to draw a line across the top like this. So I will take this measurement that I had here before, which was 7.5, and I am going to be placing it here, but instead of marking 7.5, I'm going to be adding about half inch, or you can add 3/4 of an inch to it. So yeah, I just marked it here, so the upper line is longer than what we have under. So I'm just going to connect the two to have like a kind of slant like this. And once you've done that, on the center here, you're going to go up by about half inch, go up by half inch, and just connect it to the side of the collar, just like I'm doing like this. So yeah, this is basically it. So this is the collar, and it's going to be cut in a fold. This is the center, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out now. So guys, this is the collar. I'm going to place this on my fabric now and cut it out. So this is what I had. I added half-inch stitching allowance to the sides except the center because it was in a fold. So when I open it up, this is what it looks like. And you can see I ironed my interfacing to the wrong side. And I also cut out 2 pieces for the collar. So now what I'm going to do is to place the 2 collar pieces together, right sides facing each other like this. And I'm going to be stitching the sides and the top. So I will stitch this side here all the way to this other side, and I'm going to turn it over to the right side and iron it out. So this is what it looks like after I was done ironing it out. So I'm going to fold this into 2. Notice that I did stitch the end, okay? And I'm just going to make a notch in the middle here to just get the center. I left a little bit of space on each side, about 1/4 inch, before starting my stitch. This is just going to make it a little bit easier for me to stitch the collar to the actual fabric. So I'm also going to fold the neckline of the fabric itself and make a little notch at the center here as well. That's the center back. So I'm going to be placing my collar on it, right sides facing each other. I'm going to just be picking one part of the collar. So I'll pin the center down first, and I'm going to continue to pin to the other side. So I'm going to pin it to the other side, but when you get to the front, that's where you're going to be needing that gator line that we got earlier. So now this is the last one for the back. So now on the front here, I'm going to open up the lining part and just continue to pin my collar to the gator line. Make sure you're pinning it on the gator line, and make sure that you're not pinning the 2 pieces together. So just like you see me doing like this, I spread out the whole front neckline, okay, and I'm just going ahead to pin the collar to the gator line, so you have some excess on the side here. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side of the neckline as well.
Girl, you always solve problems, and you just never solve them, cause you always in drama. It's alarming, it's alarming. Girl, I just need clarity. Can you just let me breathe? Oh, I don't wanna.
So now this is what we have. I'm going to head over to the sewing machine and make my stitch. So when I'm making my stitch, I'm also going to open up this area here in front. I'm going to make sure that I remove the lining before making my stitch. So I'll make my stitch on top of this place here through to the back, and I'll open up the other side of the front as well and then make my stitch. This is me on the sewing machine. I wanted to just show you guys. You can see how I'm opening up the whole front to stitch down to make the first stitch. So make sure the lining part is all open, and I am going to go ahead and stitch it down and remove the pins as you sew. It's really very simple. You just have to understand that you have to just take the front lining out while you are making the stitch. So the back is actually very easy, and I'm going to do the same thing through to the other side of the front as well.
It's too late now.
So this is what I had after I was done making the first stitch. So you can see what it looks like here. So I'm going to be ironing this area out. I'll just go ahead and fold this area and iron it out so that it will be easy for me to pin down and just finish up the front. So I have ironed it out. You can see it here. So I'm just going to use it to finish up the front. I'm also going to still open up the lining area of the front, just like I'm doing like this. And I'm just going to pin it down. Just continue to fold in your collar like this. Since you've ironed it out, it's actually very easy to pin down. So I'm just going to continue to pin it down until I get to the other end. So you can see the way I've done it in front. Once you're through with the front, the back is actually very easy, just the same way you would do it if it was a normal collar. So I'm just going ahead to pin it through. You can see what it's looking like right now. Okay, so I'm going to just continue to do the same thing to the other side as well. And then I'll head over to the sewing machine and just make a top stitch to secure it in place.
Oh, yeah, oh, it's done too late now. Yeah, yeah, oh, it's done too late now. Fuck you.
So this is what it looks like, okay? So I'm going to be heading over to the sewing machine now to make my top stitch. So this is what it looks like after I was done ironing out the collar and making the top stitch. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to work on the sleeve area. So now I went ahead to cut out a basic sleeve. So I cut out two for the both left and right sleeves. And I made it wide a little bit so that I'll be able to make like 4 to 5 pleats. And then this sleeve is going to have a band under. I just went ahead to also iron my interfacing, and I cut the sleeve in a way that it's folded up. You can see the full length I have here now on both the sleeve and the band is 26 inches. So by the time I'm done stitching everything down, it will fall down to the 25 that I need it to be. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be placing the upper part of the sleeve on the band on the sewing machine, and I'm just going to make tiny pleats to stitch the two of them together. It's done now, and this is what we have. It's looking very cute. I really love how the pleats are not so much and it just looks like a simple sleeve. Okay, so I did it for the both sleeves, and now what I'm going to go ahead and do is to attach this sleeve to the armhole. So basically I'm going to be attaching the middle of the sleeve. I'll just get the middle of the sleeve, which is the gator line here, and pin it with the area where we had the shoulder joining. So that's also the middle of the shoulder. So just go ahead and stitch it all the way around. So after I was done attaching the sleeves, I decided to also go ahead and join the sides. So you can see what I had here. So yeah, the sleeve is looking really cute. And another thing I went ahead to do was to serge the inside of this fabric after attaching the sleeve, because the fabric fray a lot. You can see what the ends are looking like that I'm yet to finish up. So I had to make sure that everything is looking neat inside, or else you're not going to be able to wear this cloth more than 2 times and everything is just going to fray off. So I'm just going to cut off the excesses I have underneath here, and I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and make a fold all the way around the end. I'm just stitching it down, and this is what it looks like. I've gone ahead to also iron it out, and this is how neat it looks. Now the front, the cowl effect actually look better when you put it on your body. So yeah guys, that's basically all for the making of this top. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.